Welcome back to Your Waters and Woodlands with Keith Adcock. It's part 3 of planting a tree and getting it established. So I went ahead and did everything because this was so time consuming for this video, and you guys can kind of figure it out. But basically what you need is some landscaping mat. This is permeable, air and water can move through this freely, but it keeps the weeds out. So you can get that in any lawn and garden center, Atwoods, Tractor Supply, probably Walmart. And in place of your lawn mat, I've used mulch in the past, but the problem with mulch, number one, you don't want it around the trunk of the tree. And this is an established tree. I don't see any damage here. And this is actually a tree that can have a lot of disease and problems, and it's pretty healthy. But I don't see any damage here around the trunk of the tree from pests. I see some pests down in there, but this is a highway for pests. This is going to decompose. This, it's supposed to be cedar, but when they're making this mulch, they've got all types of different wood and pests from other places and things. So another problem with it is weeds grow up. Like this was really high grass, so you can look at the root on this. Well, I can't even pull it out. But that's taking up a lot of water and a lot of nutrients from that tree. So this tree probably would have done a lot better over time had I just used the matting. But the mulch does help it. I mean, you can see how moist this dirt is compared to this out here. It's dusty, dry. And under here, it hasn't rained in a while. It's still holding moisture. So $1, it's not many more dollars for this. When you put this mat down, you cut a hole, you can cut a slice so you don't have to feed it around the branches. Whatever you got to do, fold it back over itself. I bought these spikes just because I feel like spending $1, but basically spikes go through like that. You put it, our moat's under here, you can't really see it to keep our barrier. You can't really see it, and the barrier is about the same size as this drip line is going to grow out to, where the roots are, or just past it. So we want all that moisture going in. Every year I move that barrier a little further out, but I'll show you guys that. We're going to be talking about what to do, how to handle an established tree every year, and care and maintain for. But this I think is the way to go. Landscaping mat. You can find this in any garden center. And instead of stakes, if you don't have it, you could take a bunch of rocks and put it around your barrier. Again, no, that's another place for pests to hide. But you could get some kind of lizards or snakes hiding under there. You never know. And they eat pests too. I normally don't put the enclosure in until the tree's established, especially this time of year. This is when you should be planting a tree. This is probably a little bit late. I like to do it in February, mid to late February, when the tree's completely dormant. It's not going to put in any kind of shock. All the energy's in the roots. So pruning, same thing. You prune your tree, plant your tree February. Probably start pruning in January is fine. That way it gives it time to heal over a little bit, and you pretty much kept it free of pest or rot. This is just an inner tube off a bicycle. Just keep the abrasion of any kind of twine or string off this tree. And all you need for just establishing the tree, I would say, is a mat and a T-post and something just to keep this tree straight. You don't want it blowing around. This is also moving on into storm season. You're going to get strong northwest winds, and this thing's going to be laid over. So you want to help it stay and maintain as much strength as you possibly can. That's what this segment's on, is basically just helping this tree become established. So next year, everything will change on this tree, and we'll get into that in other videos. But I went ahead and did this before we started because it was so time consuming to put all this together. But I typically wouldn't put the field fence up until I don't know, late summer, and that's just keep the deer from rubbing on it. It's an aromatic tree, which means it has a scent to it, and deer like anything fruit, nut, trees, and they'll rub their antlers on it. So they like all these aromatic trees to rub on. So that's basically the gist of this. Like I said, the future video, we're about to do a little bit of fertilization for established trees, and then we're going to get on into cleaning them, maintaining what's left, what there is left to maintain for an established tree, and then irrigation for the entire orchard. So all of this stuff, you don't have to have 1,000 acres, you don't have to have 20 acres, you could have a backyard. You can plant a tree in your backyard. And you know, I challenge you guys to get out there, even if you're not doing it for wildlife, if you're just out there messing around, you're practicing, you know, chestnuts, you can eat them, apples, and it's something to do for your family. This tree is pretty special to me because Tristan, he's behind the camera right now, he's going to be leaving soon in June after he graduates and going into the Army. I think he's crazy, but I think you'll have fun. Don't forget to thank your vets. Thank you, vets. If you're watching this right now, thank you for everything you're doing right now. I can imagine the chaos that's going on with the virus that's going on. You guys you're spread thin, and usually have to do things with the least amount of tools and least amount of funding. So thank you for all you guys and gals and everything y'all do. But like I said, I challenge you guys to get out there, get in nature, enjoy it, and plant a tree in your backyard. If you're ever on a lease or anything, I don't know the rules and regulations if you can plant trees on public land, but you'd have to get with your local game warden, find that out, or local forester and find that out. You'd probably plant trees on public land. I'm not sure in different states. So anyway, that's all I got. God bless y'all. Stay tuned for upcoming videos, and thank you for watching.